Alright, so Utica hockey was back this weekend, and they had a two-game series Friday and Saturday against the Neumann University men's hockey team. And don't mind that sound. I was trying to fix something and it fell, but it was an interesting game. Utica definitely ran away with the first game. I'll be the first one to say it. And the second game might have been a little closer. Neumann fought a lot harder, but it still went to Utica to improve them in their record against Neumann. I think they're now 27-14-2 against Neumann, if it's right off the top of my head. They came off a 5-0 shutout win Friday night on the 13th of January, and then following that, you had a 6-2 win. 13 to 14. A 6-2 win the second night against also Neumann. So, it was an interesting couple games. So, the first game you had Utica taking by a landslide 5-0. Now, you're looking at it, it was slightly closer in the beginning than the score tells, but then Utica really started to run away with it. Those scores do come from Mick Curran got the first goal at 13:10 in the first, assisted by Dobé and Fedoric. And then Remy Parker scored the second goal, assisted by Lucas Herman and Mick Curran. John Markovich scored the third goal late in the second, assisted by Buster Larson and Connor Fedoric. And then goal number 4, his second of the night, went to Mick Curran with assists from Lucas Herman and Justin Allen. And then finally, your final goal late in the third came from Kimball Johnson with assists going to Chris Carroll and again Remy Parker. Now, it was a good game. I mean, there were struggles on both sides, but it was a tough game in terms of just Utica's rebounding. It's their second stretch of back-to-back games coming off a break. Manhattanville was a wake-up call, and now you see them really rebounding. And it showed. I mean, they were slightly sloppy at home. I mean, it seemed like they were very relaxed. And then they kind of picked it up Saturday night. They played a lot more collected that night. And either way, it was still, they all played a very good game from start to end. It was good to see Justin Allen back in Utica colors, back in home territory for the first time since his injury, because he played in the first exhibition game against SUNY Potsdam and then didn't see the odd again in uniform. Utica actually did good against the power play. They stopped 2 and had 4 seconds of a third power play. We're not going to talk about that. Well, we will, but that was just unlucky from Remy Parker getting that cross-checking. But the first penalty was Chris Carroll early in the game getting a face-off violation. I don't know. Nobody knew what the penalty was at the time. We still don't get why it was called. We didn't see anything. We don't know why. Everyone looked at each other and said, What does face-off violation mean? What that can be very broad. What do you mean by that? And then we went tripping to Wyatt Wong. His name's not. Why is the Manhattanville player's name backwards, but the Utica players aren't? Because they have last name common first name for the other team. I don't get it why it's different. It's on the same website too. Whoever did that confused me, but. And then you had Remy Parker get a cross-checking that was 4 seconds into that power play. So Utica really didn't get a power play the first game. And they still played well. Seeing us on the penalty kill, I was like, I'm worried. I'm almost as worried as if we had a power play. I shouldn't have been. They played very well. A man down. And it was good to see the guys that haven't been in uniform that have been down back in uniform. Now, in total, on the Utica side, you had Ryan Scoville. Actually, never mind, that's shots. You had Connor Fedoruk get 2 assists. Jason Dobay get 1. Chris Carroll get 1. Justin Allen get 1. Lucas Herman get 2. Mick got 2 goals and an assist. Kimball Johnson had a goal. Remy Parker had 1 goal, 1 assist. And then you also had Buster Larson with an assist and John Mankiewicz with a goal from the first game. And obviously you had Lanzi get the shutout. It was nice to see him get the shutout. We were all happy for him up in 103. We were all going nuts. They played an excellent first game. It was a little sloppier than we would have liked it, but Neumann came out dead in the water. And that's how they played. Dead in the water. The second game, though, was a lot different. The second game, Neumann came out as a different team. I can't even stress how much of a different team they looked. They looked hungry. They looked hungry, as we said during the game. They looked hungry for all of half a period. When Utica started to pull away by the early second, Neumann faded. They got demoralized fast. Because you had a power play goal from Remy Parker come in early. It came in at 8:59. And then right after you had Brady Mistler score for Neumann, which was an anomaly, I kind of think, because I don't think anyone was really prepared for someone to come back and score on them. So that ended up being 1-1 in the middle of the first. Then you have Connor Fedoruk scores late in the first. And then Matt Wood scores in the middle of the second. And it really kicked off Utica's scoring. And you have John Mankiewicz knock 2 straight in. One at 6:46 and one at 0:29. And then Lucas Herman scored the final goal for your Utica University Pioneers. And then Yancey Whitaker scored one late in the third. Assists go out to Kimball Johnson and Jason Dobay on the Parker goal. Briot and Wood on the Fedoruk goal. Ozzie and Dobay on the Wood goal. Zapata and Larson on Monkey's first goal. Kern and Larson on Monkey's second goal. And Fedoruk and Dobay on Herman's goal. Now, looking at it, Utica had more power play opportunities this game. They had 3 power plays. 2 of them one lasting 109, ending in the power play goal, 1 lasting the full 2 minutes, and 1 lasting 132. Now, looking at that second game, Utica played a lot better. They played a lot more collected and played a lot more of their game. But Neumann came out a lot heavier. They came out a lot hungrier, and that's what really. I don't think Utica was expecting it. Nobody expected it in the stands. And then Utica comes out and just says, you know what? All right, we can beat you that way too. And still beat them. But in total, you had points go to. You had a goal and an assist go to Connor Fedoruk. 3 assists to Jason Dobay. A goal and an assist to Matt Wood. A goal to Lucas Herman. A goal to an assist to McKern, an assist to Kimball Johnson, a goal to Remy Parker, an assist to Jacob Briot, an assist to Brandon Osmondson, 2 assists to Buster Larson, an assist to Dante Zapata, and 2 goals to John Mankiewicz. That's what your point scale looked like in this game. I said scale. I don't know why. But all in all, it was a great game played by both sides. Utica ended up just being the bigger team. Not bigger, but the better team. And Neumann, we'll see you next year, bud. We'll see you next year, and we'll look to improve that record, eh? Anyways, you know who I am. That's pretty much it, and I guess I'll see you guys next time with more stuff.